Hey there, I'm Lance.
I'm Sam.
And we are Love to Hate.
And today we're taking a look at Blokk. Blokk is a game that's going to be hitting Kickstarter soon, so make sure to check out the link in the description below after you watch this video.
In Blokk, players are going to be taking these pieces that are kind of shaped like Tetris pieces, all in different shapes and sizes, trying to build as close to perfect a cube as they can, either using a die or cards, or just simply using the pieces, putting them together. The player who does it the best is going to win. Let's take a look at it on the table. Okay, so I have Blokk on the table here with me, and before I get too far into this, I do want to make sure that you all know everything you see here is prototype. The final components may look a little different, but what you're going to have different cubes of all different colors and shapes, different sizes, and you're going to be placing those cubes on this stencil platform that spins. It's got a spinning base here, and it's going to come in two different varieties. You're going to have the easier 4x4 grid and the much more difficult 5x5 grid. And a game of Blokk is very simple. You're going to choose whether you want to play on the 4x4 or the 5x5. And after you've made that choice, then you're going to choose how difficult of a game you want to play. You can play where you just have the blocks and you choose which blocks you want to use and put them on the stencil one at a time. And wherever you place it is where it has to go. It's going to stay there for the rest of the game. That's the easy way to play. The next most difficult way is by rolling this die here, and whatever color you get is the color of a block that you have to use next. And so that's a little restricting, and it does amp up the difficulty a little bit. And as you can see, you can have overhangs, you can leave gaps. You don't have to fill up one level before you start the next level. But ultimately what you're trying to do is make a perfect cube. You want to make sure that you don't ultimately end up having any overhangs outside of the 4x4 or the 5x5 grid, whatever you are playing with, because you're going to lose points for that. If you don't want to play with the die, the next level of difficulty up is using this deck of cards here that is going to have one card for every block in the game. You shuffle it and you reveal it one at a time. You find that particular block in the pile of cubes somewhere. I'm not sure where that one's at. Is it this one? No, it's not that one. Looks to be this one right here. So you see how this block matches that card. And then I have to play it somewhere in this setup. And you can turn these, flip them, rotate them. And so I might do something like right there. Now, if you do nudge them, you just need to push them back to where they were. Now, if you ever knock a block off the stand, you're going to lose 5 points for that. And the stand, as I mentioned, it spins. After you've placed 3 cubes, if the whole cube collapses and things fall off of the platform, then you're just going to lose and you're going to have to start all over. And that's pretty much the gist of the game. Players continue on with their difficulty, whether they're just taking blocks from the pile at their choice, rolling the die, playing whatever color comes up, or flipping a card until they no longer want to continue to use any more blocks because they feel that they are as close to a perfect cube as they're going to get. You lose 1 point for any imperfections, whether that be something that doesn't stay within the 4x4 by 4 or 5x5 by 5 cube, or if you have any holes or gaps, any cubes that are missing, that will cost you 1 point as well. And as I've already said, you'll lose 5 points if a block ever fell off and you had to put it back on. And that's that. That's how you get points in this game. Everyone's going to take their turn, and whoever has the most points at the end of everyone getting one go-round is going to be the winner. Now, in the rule book here, there are going to be some challenges, some ways to kind of spice up the game a little bit and reward you for those challenges. You can see here that if you are playing a 4x4 stencil and you're going easy mode, then you are going to want to try to get 90 or more points to be able to pass that first challenge. And that's the free block. That's when you just grab from the pile here. And another example is number 2 there, where it says score 90 or more points building a cube in the dice block, so using the die. And number 3 there, 85 or more points when you are using the cards. And if you complete enough challenges, you're going to get rewarded. You're going to be able to unlock the gold blocks. Now, I can't really show you those right now, but do check out the Kickstarter campaign for more information on what those might look like. But as you can see, there's lots of challenges here for you to try to complete and unlock these gold blocks that are going to be crazy complicated and very difficult to incorporate, and you have to use them once you start unlocking them. So it's a way to really amp up the difficulty and make the game a lot more interesting and fun. And that is how you play Blokk. Let's go show you some video of us playing it, and then we'll share our thoughts on this game. And we're back. And right now we're going to share our thoughts on this game and maybe what you could expect when you play it for yourself. Sam, what do you think about Blokk?
I liked it a lot. The thing that I loved the most was you can really personalize the difficulty level for whoever's playing. We were able to play it together. We were able to play it with our 3-year-old. You can do it with the cards, with the dice. And then with our kids, we just said, make a cube.
Yeah.
So I really like that. It really is a very inclusive game for all ages.
It's definitely a family game for sure. And it's so simple. It's an easy concept for a 3-year-old to grasp when you say, hey, just make a cube. And that's it. They take the pieces, they put them together, and see what they can get out of that. And like Sam said, you can amp the difficulty up using that die or going all the way to the extreme using the deck of cards. I think that's really cool that they gave that ability to play with a young child all the way to an adult. It's pretty cool that they have that included in here.
And not to say that it's not a mind bender as well. It can be very difficult and frustrating, but you are able to lower that frustration level just a bit.
Now, that being said, don't get us wrong here. Even if you are just using the pieces without the die or the cards, it can still be, frustrating.
Yeah.
You can get halfway through and start to realize, I'm not doing too good here. Yeah, this isn't going to work. And not only that, but the stand here, it moves, it spins, as you can see, and that increases the difficulty a little bit as well, because if you knock all the pieces off, you lose.
Which is exactly how I lost. I knocked all my pieces off.
Yeah. And now that being said, I think this is one that, you are probably going to want to gravitate towards playing with kids and teenagers. I don't know if you playing it with 3-year-olds all the time is going to be the best thing in the world. But
that's just our life.
That's just what we have in our home. So. But it is a perfect family game. It's one that you can break out for game night, and everybody can just compete against one another. It's a very competitive game. I mean, that's what they're going for. You are just trying to do better than the people at the table. And I think that's a really cool experience to have with your family.
Yeah.
So now, I will say that this is one that, you're going to want to spice it up a little bit after you've played it a few times and you get the swing of it. And that's why they've included those challenges in the rule book to give you something to go for. Mm-hmm. And so there's going to be goals that you want to try to hit, certain scores that you want to try to get above, to be able to check off that challenge so that you can unlock new things throughout the course of the game that you're going to find out in the Kickstarter campaign. So make sure to check all that out. And you'll find more details on those challenges that you can unlock. I think that's really cool stuff that they've got going on there. So Sam, your thoughts as a non-gamer on this one, what are some of the things you like?
It's very easy. The setup is easy. The cleanup's probably a little harder because you have to make the cubes again.
Yeah, it's like playing the game to put it back in the box a little bit.
But there are directions to help you out.
Yeah.
I like any game that all of our kids can participate with us. So I think that's a huge bonus.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say I think that it's the perfect amount of playtime to let one person play. I will also say, this is, you have one stand, and if you're playing as a family, everybody's watching that one person go. So it kind of frees up other people to be able to do other things while that one person's going. In case if, there's somebody who has to take care of something while the others are playing the game and that sort of thing. So that is something to keep in mind when you are playing this game. So
yeah.
All right, so you would recommend playing this with non-gamers?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, there you go.
Make sure to like and subscribe and push that bell button so you get notifications of all our new content.
I'm Lance.
I'm Sam.
And we are Love to Hate, where we try to bridge the gap between gamers and non-gamers. We'll catch you next time.